Alexa, shut it off. Tina, can you turn that light on? It'll go off. Can you turn that light on? I'll turn these on. Hello, everybody. I think that's all. I got one more. Hello everybody, this video is to my friend Dr. Berihun. Goodbye. It is on Ethiopia, which is paramount for anybody looking at assimilation, colonialism, and all kinds of atrocities of human beings. Here we have the world record holder of the darkest human being on earth from Ethiopia. Currently, this young lady is the darkest woman in the world. She's now in the Guinness Book of World Records. Why I show her here? Indigenous, Sudanese, Ethiopian. When you go through history, you'll understand what that means. This presentation is to Dr. Berihun Gebeye, and it is because he wishes to go to the UNSC P5. They're looking at Ethiopia, huge atrocities now, been going on for a long, long time, just as Sudan and what we witnessed with South Sudan. So, I state Ethiopia, my friend, only has 4 regions. You say, oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It has 11 regions and two chartered cities. Well, that would be true if you had all 80 of the indigenous people represented in all those regions or governed in some way, shape, or form by that of their system. Natural law, you can say indigenous. I'll use that term because it's being used now. These are people, everybody watching, and this is imperative for Canadians and the Canadian Indians, as I refer to them, treaty, unceded, Métis, and absolutely Inuit, as well as that second and third class citizens. The Ethiopian song I just played for you is a farmer who went to the top charts in Ethiopia, political activist, freedom fighter for, are you ready for this, everybody? Old stock Ethiopian. Old stock Ethiopian, what does that mean? A farmer who has a family who own property, like many other Africans in all of these 4 regions. I say 4 regions because they're governed absolutely by Christianity, specifically Orthodox. Second, they're governed by Islamic law under the Muslims. Third is Pentecostal, and are you ready for the fourth? Fourth represented people, 0.6% are the indigenous, real, true African people with their same culture intact. This is a revelation. This video is huge. It's going to be great because it's going to my good friend, top 10 legal mind in Africa. I'm going to give it to him. My take, he wants it. I'm going to give it. It's not about popularity. It's about how I've analyzed things as I am, the way I go through international law, and how I've gone through the UNSC P5. In the title, I tag, which we're going to get out of the way right away. This is for you, my good friend, and Richard Albert, you'll get this too. In 1936, both Russia and USA, during the League of Nations, when Spain, one of the founding members of the League of Nations, invaded Ethiopia again for the second time in colonial history. They lost the first war against Ethiopia. They came back for seconds. Pre-World War II, but it led to World War II as the Nazis grew and that system of colonialism, the colonial Second World War, where Russia and USA fought back. They fought back on this decision too. Both of them did. The only super countries in the world who weren't super yet. USA was strong, but they weren't there, not in any global military. Neither was Russia, the former Soviet Union. Both of their constitutions said this in history was wrong for any colonial empire. Russia and USA in 1936. USA My friend, you have to understand this. USA voted through their constitution, America first. And they also, by that time, ended all, long before, 10 years before, all wars against the American Indians. Finished 1924. They also voted America first. They ended all ideas of any colonial aspirations worldwide. Their mission was to free people. Soviet Union, the same time, going through communism, the same thing. And they went for Ethiopia. It was only USA and Russia who defended Ethiopia and said this is wrong, wrong, wrong. France, UK voted against those two countries who are not the powers of the League of Nations. USA wasn't even a member. France, UK said this was okay. They were upset all the way through till midpoint of World War II, where the Spanish lost it. Ethiopia was free. The issue we have with Ethiopia, everybody watching, everybody, no matter your culture, cradle of civilization. These people went through assimilation way more than 1,000 years ago. Not only did they go through it, they were in the time of Caesars in Rome. They existed through the time of India before any colonization, 1,000 years of it. They know all the histories of all of the old world put into theirs. They had trade routes going to Rome, to India. They were all a part of it, those people. They are the country in this world for 1,000 years have been assimilated to the greatest success rate of these empires who were the giants of colonialism. Absolutely. You see Orthodox, you see Muslim, and to be specific about Ethiopia, for those who profess to understand religions, second country in the entire world to claim Christianity as their faith. 400 AD, they did that. They did that. Absolutely by assimilation. More on that. Right after that, Islam born. In fact, the Prophet Muhammad set up shop in Ethiopia, hid there, and that was the birthplace of that religion and how it spread out from Africa, which it never got, even today, more than 32%. Protestants came in. You can look at history, a vast history of absolute assimilation. These people of this region, the cradle of civilization, went through every history. They were there with the Greeks. It's in their culture. They have 90 languages. Russia protected that for them. They protected that. But what is the percentages today? 110 million plus people, only 0.6% are actual indigenous, still following their traditions, which I put in one of the regions that I say, when you look at all of Ethiopia, you can map it by religion alone. The number one problem with Ethiopia and its constitution. The preamble says all religions are welcome, but that's not true. As you go through the absolute constitution of Ethiopia, 1995, it clearly gives legal power to said regions of these religions who put in religious law. That's a fact. It isn't the indigenous people who are nearly extinct in culture. It's not the old stock farmers who are real Ethiopians who've gone through this forever and ever and ever. We look at the Green New Deal as it is for Ethiopia, and let me tell you about the multinationals, the colonial powers, the infestations of imperial ideas over these people. You all know, and I know you all know this, everybody knows this, Rampant starvation. Did you know that their hydropower robbed all the farmers in various regions, and more to come, of even more, to starve even more people out to get rid of the old stock and absolutely the indigenous? You can look at history of slavery, which raged on long past everybody else. What? How could slavery be? How could it be in the cradle of civilization? How could it be? Well, that's easy. Target the indigenous. Target those outside of the religion, the powerful institutions. That's who gets it. It went on to the 1900s, you guys. Everybody. It was finally abolished, forced abolishment, actually by Spain, even though it was a Nazi regime and those people would have been eradicated anyway. It was to look good in the League of Nations, but we all know where that went. The only way to fix Ethiopia and many, many other nations in the world, yes, you go through the UNSC P5. That's absolute. This video will go. But until we address institutionalization, because this is a country, a very, very old country, very, very centuries upon centuries upon centuries upon centuries of absolute institutionalization by that patriarch, by that institution. They didn't have to colonize. Assimilation was very easy for them. We had Alexander of Greece. That's how far back Ethiopia goes, everybody. Everyone who talks about independence, I want to write my constitution, I want to go through these things, I want to write it for these people. We have to deal with institutionalization. Ethiopia has been ransacked for 15 centuries by institutionalization. How do you fix that? How do you get an independent judiciary when the regional powers give judiciary that uses the religion, the three major religions? How? War and strife. How does the UNSC P5 fix this? How many people are they going to put through their court and put to death or take out, and how many human rights violations are going to happen? If you're indigenous, you need to wake up to institutionalization. If you're what you call an old stock in your country, you have to wake up to institutionalization. This is front and center in the UNSC right now, as are others. Everybody has a different path that got them to where they are, but how do we fix it? How do we all come together, recognize these problems, and fix it? I can tell you, it's not regionalism that's the problem in Ethiopia. Well, for 4 regions it is. It's based on religion, and absolutely the power of religion over the courts, the highest courts. Because I can tell you the federal court can only deal with jurisdictional boundary issues, can't rule on any cases of any region that those regions use religion absolutely as a weapon that's destroyed the indigenous culture. And if you think this is a fake photo and how just black she is, it isn't. You can look at the music, the stars, the people, the freedom fighters, the whole history of Ethiopia. It's old. It's old. It's the oldest. And they fought colonialism. They even beat colonialism. It was absolutely those imperials who did participate in colonialism and came for Ethiopia again and again. They fought back, but it's the assimilation. You didn't have to replace the population. It's the one source of greatest assimilation. And you can look at the Muslim communities throughout Africa and the surrounding states, just as old, nearly as old as Ethiopia. You can look at what happened to the indigenous population by religion in the name of imperialism or of colonial powers. Colonial powers growing stronger by the day. Russia and USA clearly are getting weaker by the day. The citizens of Russia and USA, as they go at each other every chance they get, are getting weaker. I don't know if those institutions can survive what's happening around the world. I don't know. It's going to take China, USA, and Russia. They're going to have to come together. They're going to have to resolve some key issues, go back to the basics. The basics achieved and won in 1945 and onward. Some key, ultimate, absolute binding laws that they have to come together and sort out with their internal regions and come to terms with that, because all of this throughout the world will just continue. You can't have a handful of people writing constitutions, no matter how smart you are. You haven't dealt with serious mental illness and institutionalization. That's my belief. I'm learning it right in my country, Canada. 300 years for the Treaty Indians, unceded Indians, Métis and Inuit. 150 for absolute Canadian citizens. And it's there. It's prevalent. It was powerful. It's scary. That's my video. Thank you. This will be made to YouTube. It will go on to the P5. And absolutely, it will go to Berihun. Goodbye.